Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come visit and check out my video. And I had a request to see if I had a updated setup here for the Porsche. Stu wanted a setup for it for his one of his league races. So and I wanted to do one anyway, also because I'm just never been happy with the setup I had for the Porsche. It was, it was decent. I'm not saying it was terrible, but it was behind the eight ball as far as being real competitive. I was giving up too much time. So I wanted to get it kind of more on equal with most of the other cars, and I think I achieved that. So I'm really happy with that. Finally got one of my favorites, if not my favorite car, back where it's competitive with the other cars here at IMOLA. So it makes me really, like I said, really happy. So again, we're just going to go over a couple laps, and we'll go over the setup. And of course, I'll put a link to the setup in the description, and I have a PayPal link in the description also. And thank you so much for all your support, everybody that has supported the channel, especially with PayPal. I really appreciate it, and also with the like and the subscribing and watching the video all the way through. It really helps with all the YouTube stuff, so I appreciate that. So let's get this thing started. Let's jump in the car. And to be honest with you, I was working on this for a while, but I've been doing a lot of other stuff also. So, personal and doing other setups and cars. And so my arm's kind of starting to give out. So I'm probably not 100%. So that's why I cut it down to 15 minutes for the stint, because my arms are just starting to give out. So getting tired and making, mistakes. Of course, those corner there, you got to be really careful. Try to always brake as straight as you can. Here you can trail brake more because it's slow, but any of these other corners that are pretty fast, you need to try to brake straight. That's your best chance at keeping consistent. Of course, I stay all the way over here and then try to straighten it out a little bit and just run it way wide, straighten it out so it runs wide and then bring it back. Oh, well, you're not pinching the car and making the back end want to come around. I was going right through there through second or first, either one. I don't know. I like either way, so it's kind of hard to say which I like the best. But later, I kind of like getting first to help the car slow down for brakes when the tires start getting worn. But when they're fresher, I don't mind second. Beautiful car. Love the sound. That's a 142.64. That was my fast lap for this stint. Which, again, of course, I still have 70 liters. I started with 80. So let's run to the last lap. And, of course, for the Porsche, just like it is really almost every single track here, about 2 or 3 miles an hour down at the end of the straightaway here compared to most of the other cars. That's pretty much normal. Love that shot. But yeah, right here, just try to get brake straight and get off. Brake and then get off it. I'll let the car just go through there. Of course, you can trail brake more, like I said, going through there. I think I did a little bit too much. Back end kind of come around. Lost a little time there. Looks really good through there, which is one of the hardest places on the track. Yeah, so I went down into first that time. And that was the last lap for 15 minutes. Beautiful car. Beautiful car. That was a 143.21. Again, not my best lap, but you know, about 6/10 off the fast, which is not too bad, considering, you know, of course, it's only about halfway, you know, 15 minutes. But really, I was chances of 42s really almost the whole 15 minutes. It's just me making little teeny errors. So let's go over that. Go over the timetables, and they were all clean laps, but they were either low 43s or, you know, higher 42s. So, and of course, like I said, a lot of times it was just one corner that I make a mistake, and it would have been a higher 42. So, you know, a lot of 43 teens, a lot of higher 42s. So again, I mean, you know, the car really should have been running higher 42s all the way. It's just me. There's a limiting factor. You can see the fastest second sector was the lap before the last lap of the 15 minutes, so that says it's pretty good there. So again, it's just one of those things. Again, probably just me, like I said, you know, getting tired and arms starting to get tired, so you make a little mistakes, and you gotta bring it all when you drive the Porsche. You need to be 100% to get it all out, because you really just gotta, you know, drive it and wrestle it and you know, figure of speech. But that's the way the car likes it. So, let's go to setup. So we got 26.6 left front and left rear, and 26.1 right front and right rear. So that's good. The toe on the front is negative 0.08, with the camber at negative 3.5 and the caster at 10. On the rear, the toe is 0.04, with the camber at negative 2.8. And all those things have been highly adjusted up and down, trying to find a balance and trying to find a wear balance and all those things. Electronics are 3, 4, and 3. So again, I got more aggressive with the TC and things like that, but I was trying to be a little bit on the conservative side as far as, you know, not going too crazy and having the thing jumping sideways and all that stuff. 80 liters is, of course, is what I started off with, and there's the tires. I got no graining, no blistering, no nothing. So that's a good sign after 15 minutes. I mean, I've seen where, and not even that much, you have light graining. So, I mean, there's nothing here. A little bit more wear on the rear than the front than I like. And again, you know, I try to work on that, but it's just, here at IMOLA, it's just one of those hard things with the Porsche. But we'll go over some of the things that you can still go over to try to adjust, to try to make it a little bit better. Like I said, we'll go over that. But again, at least there's nothing as far as bad wear on the tires. Mechanical, we got 4 on the anti-roll bar, 56 on the brake bias, steering ratio is 15, and this is where I would start. The 56 is as low as I would go, to be honest. I did not adjust it at all. I did in other stints. I did go down, I think, to 55, and it did okay, but it really, I don't know if it's really worth it. In some areas, it made the car unhappy. So to be honest with you, I wouldn't really go any lower than this unless you really, really were confident with the car. I would probably start at 57, at least there, maybe even 58, and give a little bit brake to the back tires. Of course, you got to adjust your braking distance, and maybe try to carry a little bit more corner speed through the corner instead of late braking. But it depends on your situation. If there's a pit stop, if you have a pit stop, then I won't even worry about it. I mean, because you got a pit stop within 20, 30 minutes, this car, it'll be fine. I don't have the tires will be fine. But if you got to go an hour or something, I would probably back it down a little bit. But I would probably just keep in mind to keep it right around there. And 55 is the absolute lowest, but that's you got to be careful. You're in the red, so to speak. Springs on the front are 141,500 with a bump stop rate of 800 and a bump stop range of 10. Springs on the rear are 187,000 with a bump stop rate of 500 and a bump stop range of 30. Anti-roll bar is 2 and the preload on the diff is 60. And of course I did try 50 and it wasn't too bad. I actually was, it was okay, but in some instances it felt like it was spinning the one tire because it wasn't wanting to come off the corner and just drive off and go. It was kind of, the back end was kind of wanting to come out on the gas. So I went back to 60 and it went away. So I rather just keep it at 60. So really, for me, I think that's a better option. Shocks on the front are 7, 4, 12, 11. And on the rear, they're 6, 4, 11, 12. Aero, I have 54 in the front, 69 in the rear with an 8 rear wing and a 2 splitter and a 3 and a 3 and a brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a positive 3.3. Now, I'm going to go over a couple options that you can do with this. If this car rotates too much for you, what I would do is so it would not basically make the straightaway speed the same within a few tenths. It's not going to make even a mile-an-hour difference. What I would do is I would go up there and up there. Now that right there is going to be a pretty good difference. So if you go up in both of those, see, it dropped all the way down to 2.6. So the car should rotate not as fast. And on top of it, you get a little bit more ground clearance on the front and the rear. So it should help with any of the sausages and things like that. So this you might want to try. And I would not go any more in the wing if you can. I mean, I did try to go a little bit more. I just didn't like it. It was just, you might have benefited in a few places, but the car was rotating too slow. I just didn't like it that way. And of course it was dragging more down the straightaway. So, and you're already giving up 2 or 3 miles an hour. So, I mean, which is normal, like I said, for the Porsche. But anyway, that's what I would do if I wanted to rotate the car, have it rotate less. So just raise the front one click, raise the rear one click, and you should be a lot better. I mean, it should be fine. But this here is a little bit more aggressive. But, again, my goal is to get this car to be more competitive here at IMOLA with the other cars. And, at my pace. I mean, again, I understand everybody's got different paces. But, I'm just judging off of what my pace is with other cars. And obviously the Porsche was a good half a second behind my normal race pace. So now I got it where it's right around there again. So, and actually I ran faster in practice. I ran in the 50s. And I even had a chance to run a couple in the 40s, but I couldn't, I messed up in another sector. But I did run a lot of 50s. So mid, like a 142.55, 0.57, 59. So, I mean, I did run a lot more in the 50s. So the car is definitely, a mid 42 car for sure, solid. And that's with the race pace, race fuel. So I sure hope that it works for you, and I sure hope you give me a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to help support the channel. I really would appreciate it. And I sure any feedback or comments. I love talking to everybody, and I sure hope let me know what you guys are interested in and what you all are doing. I love to hear all that stuff. It's awesome, and I sure hope you come back and visit again. Y'all take care. See ya. Bye.